India's decision to support Sheikh Hasina has led to significant consequences. She played all sides while India remained a loyal friend. Bangladesh is going through a color revolution, a term the West referred to as the Arab Spring. India put all its egg in one basket and has taken a big hit with its so-called neighborhood first policy. In 2016, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Dhaka and signed contract worth of $40 billion. The recent ouster of former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the ensuing chaos have shocked the world. For India, it has created a complex situation unraveling many challenges. This event marks a turning point in South Asian history where young nation once fought to change the borders imposed on them. India's military played a crucial role in creating an independent Bangladesh in 1971, defeating Pakistan as its army surrendered in large numbers. But now the country founded by Sheikh Hasina's father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, has seen his statue and idols destroyed as his daughter fled. Meanwhile, the Bangladesh army showed indifference to the destruction, looting, and attack on Hindu minorities. It merely reiterated that the army has taken over. Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus has returned to head the caretaker government, and Hasina's rival, former Bangladesh PM Khalida Zia, has been released from house arrest. Hasina is reportedly in India trying to get asylum in the United Kingdom or the United States. Her fate is uncertain, but the longer she stays in India, the more delicate India's position in the region becomes. Since 2009, when India supported an authoritarian Hasina, public sentiment, opposition, religious group, and the army in Bangladesh have all turned against her. The people's anger reached its peak when she won fourth consecutive term in a national election boycotted by the main opposition party, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP). When Hasina fell from power on August 5, India also lost its only friend in a hostile neighborhood. Some might argue that India should have built relationships with other power brokers in Bangladeshi politics, but the core issue here is India's habits of viewing specific leaders as friends, even when it's come at the cost of its own interest. In international politics, there is no permanent friends or enemies. Nations must pursue their own interest and shape their diplomacy accordingly. However, analysis of India's foreign policy since 1947 shows that India has often paid the price for confusing influence and a status with power. India's strategy of non-alignment during the Cold War was a noble but impractical choice, especially for a country with two unsettled borders. Consider India's humiliating defeat in 1962 by China, a country it once views as a brother, or the decision, this is the worst decision in the history of India, in 1971 to return 90,000 captured Pakistani soldiers without securing a solution for Kashmir. India's selective support for Hasina without considering its border interest in Bangladesh is another example of this misjudgment. This is quite an obscure answer, but while India has shown pragmatism in bits and pieces, it often comes after significant damage to its interest rather than as a preferred strategy aligned with its national goals. India's quote-unquote neighborhood first policy is a good strategy to counter China's growing influence in the region. However, it offers little attraction to its neighboring countries, which are more drawn to China's financial power. One clear lesson is that there is no real influence without power. Insightful analysis following Hasina's ouster suggests that India should have built ties with opposition leaders like Khalida Zia rather than relying solely on Hasina. Some argued that the current crisis could be an opportunity for more pragmatic engagement with Bangladesh. But there is more to consider. India supported Hasina because she presented herself as the protector of secularism in the Islamic State. She kept Islamists and jihadists at bay, which aligned with India's interest. But Hasina also played other sides, even engaging with India's rival. Now that she has fallen, India faces backlash, with India out's call, while the other players she engaged with have not suffered the same consequences. Ironically, it seems only India has paid the price for backing Hasina without fully analyzing her pragmatic multi-alignment strategy. Since 2009, Hasina positioned herself as India's special friend, while also forging close ties with China, the US, the European Union, and Russia. Now that she is gone, a radical group with link to Pakistanis ISI are gaining freedom. Pakistanis radicals must be celebrating the return of their brothers. Hindu minorities are vulnerable and they are likely escorted to West Bengal could further destabilize the already porous border. During Hasina tenure from 2009 to 2024, China became a major player in Bangladesh's strategic ambitions. India was suspicious of China's loans, especially in its backyard, but Bangladesh joined China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) in 2016 and began calling itself a strategic member of the BRI community. India continued to play the role of a friend even as Xi Jinping visited Dhaka in 2016, signing contract worth of $40 billion. When China did not fully deliver on its promise, Bangladesh turned to the US, which was pivoting to the Indo-Pacific and offered investment to counter Chinese influence. By 2023, the US became the top destination for Bangladeshi export and the biggest source of foreign direct investment (FDI) in Bangladesh, followed by the UK. However, Bangladesh continued to play Beijing as well. Between 2018 and 19, China made significant investment in Bangladesh power sector, and 9 new agreements were signed during Hasina's visit to Beijing in 2019. Bangladesh also leveraged its strategic location in the Indian Ocean region to secure a €400 million project in October 2023 under the European Union Global Gateway Connectivity Program. Bangladesh diversified its relationship with China successfully, with China becoming the largest supplier of weapons to Bangladesh between 2019 and 2023. Bangladesh received 86% of its defense import from China, an even higher percentage than Pakistan, which got 82% of its arms import from Beijing. Defense trade is a key part of China-Bangladesh relations. As reflected in joint military exercise in 2024, Hasina's administration also built a strong tie with Russia. In 2009, a year after she came to power, Bangladesh reached out to Russia for help in developing gas exploration. Over the next decade, Russia-Bangladesh cooperation in energy grew significantly, continuing even after the war in Ukraine began in February 2022. In nuclear energy, the Bangladesh Atomic Energy Commission and Russia State Nuclear Corporation Rostom signed a contract in 2015 to construct the Rupar nuclear power plant for $12.65 billion. Russia also became a major exporter of wheat to Bangladesh, with a record 3 million tons of wheat exported to Dhaka in 2024. Russia also has been one of the Bangladeshi top trading partners, with their bilateral trade growing by 16.5% towards the end of last year. Russia is keen to ensure that a new government in Bangladesh does not disturb the relationship. By calling Hasina's ouster an internal matter, Russia has avoided controversy, paving the way for neutral engagement with emerging power broker. Bangladesh remains important for Russia's Indo-Pacific ambition, which are now more aligned with China. Moscow's recent focus on engaging key players in South Asia and Southeast Asia indicates a new game in the Indo-Pacific, with outcome that will not be insignificant in the current global disorder. In late 2023, Russia conducted joint military exercise with Myanmar for the first time, and with Bangladesh for the first time in 50 years. These developments, along with growing China-Russia strategic alignment, has been expressed through joint military drills in the Indo-Pacific region. With no limit, friends prefer to call the Asia-Pacific. These emerging alignments will have significant implications for India. India should focus on pursuing national power rather than complacency in its neighborhood and beyond. India should have to remember this always. After this failed neighborhood policy, states have no friends, they only have interest.